First up, we go inside the Kadena Reeves Justice Center in San Antonio, Texas, for the murder trial of 41-year-old Brian Ramos. 2.5 years earlier, Ramos was accused of killing his wife of 17 years during an argument in a parking lot. Josephine Ramos was shot in the back at least 10 times and died on the scene. It was the day before the couple's divorce was to be finalized. Ramos has been in jail since, so their 3 children have been left without a mother and a father. Ramos hopes to avoid a lengthy trial, so he pleads no contest. But Judge Jennifer Pena is not required to accept no contest pleas.
Mr. Ramos, to the offense of murder, what do you plead, sir?
No contest.
I'm going to find you guilty.
Judge Pena exercises her right to reject the plea and finds Ramos guilty. She sentences him to 35 years in prison and a $2,000 fine. Those closest to Josephine Ramos share their victim impact statements. Her sister speaks first.
Brian, I have so much hate in my heart for you.
Next is the Ramoses' now 21-year-old son, Julian.
I'm mad for my brother and sister, but I can look at you eye to eye and not look away.
And finally, 16-year-old daughter Jasmine Ramos tells her father how this loss affects her, and she's not mincing words.
You made a bad decision. It's not fair. You exist. You're standing right there. My mom is ashes now. It's not fair that I have to graduate and none of my parents are there. You can rot in jail and people can hurt you, and you're gonna finally know what that feels like.
As for Brian Ramos, he's currently serving his 35 years with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. If you or a loved one are victims of domestic violence, please call 1-800-799-SAFE. We take you inside the Fresno County Superior Court in Fresno, California for a sentencing. 35-year-old Curtis Travis has been found guilty of murder, robbery, auto theft, and hit and run. Nearly 2 years earlier, Travis and 24-year-old Steven Stowers broke into a family's home and stole a laptop, cash, and keys to a pickup truck. The 2 men sped away, driving through red lights, before crashing into another vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle, Heliodoro Revolcaba, was killed in the crash. Travis and Stowers fled the scene on foot, but were arrested a few weeks later. Through blood evidence found in the truck, investigators determined that Travis was the driver of the stolen vehicle, though both men were charged in Heliodoro's death. They both pled not guilty. Stowers was found guilty of robbery and theft, but his murder trial ended with a hung jury. That was not the case, however, for Travis.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Curtis Wayne Travis, guilty of first-degree felony murder.
He was convicted on all charges. Today at sentencing, the 2 men appear before Judge Kent Hamlin to learn their fate. Travis is in a neck brace and has a black eye because of a headbutting incident with a jail deputy. Also in the courtroom is Heliodoro's family, including his niece, who delivers a victim impact statement.
He was the most wonderful man, father, husband, uncle. A very important life was taken. And I just hope that you guys learn from this experience, because that's what my uncle would want.
First, Stowers is sentenced to 6 years and 8 months in prison for robbery and theft. As for Travis, because he has a long criminal history, the prosecution is asking for the max, life in prison for first-degree felony murder. But before the judge can even begin, Travis lashes out.
Please, take me out of here, please. Take me out of here, like I asked.
Sir, you're going to be here for sentencing.
Still upset, Travis begins shouting about the blood evidence from his trial.
The blood showed that I was in the passenger seat. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Evidence!
I understand your argument, sir.
Yeah.
And it's not convincing.
And when the judge tries to continue, Travis has another outburst.
Of course, come on. I'm sitting in prison for the rest of my life for some I didn't even do.
Travis has words for almost everyone in the court, including Heliodoro's family.
Just like the family over there, they're happy. That's not what your brother or whoever he was. He didn't want me to like.
By now, 10 deputies have entered the courtroom, some with tasers, as Travis struggles to contain his emotion. While Travis continues sobbing, the judge allows his mother to deliver a statement to the court.
He didn't go out and take a gun and shoot somebody. I mean, it wasn't like he did it on purpose. I just apologize, and I'm sorry for everything that's all said.
When she's finished, Judge Hamlin offers a statement of his own.
If you make the decision to invade someone's home and you then selfishly put others at risk in your flight from the scene and someone dies, the fact that it's an accident doesn't change how dead Mr. Rubalcaba is or how much it hurt his family. Punishment for that crime is and should be life without the possibility of parole. And I would hope that if one young man makes a better choice to change their life before they find themselves where Mr. Travis is today, then Mr. Rubalcaba's life would not be as lost in vain. I gotta have that hope. We all do. Because otherwise, this is just a tragedy. To no end.
When finished, the judge officially sentenced Travis to life in prison with no chance of parole. We go to Charleston, South Carolina for a plea hearing. 27-year-old Jamie Lee Komorowski has been charged with felony DUI causing death, reckless homicide, and felony DUI with great bodily harm. A year and a half earlier, police say Komorowski had been drinking at multiple bars before getting behind the wheel of her car. Then, while driving 65 miles an hour in a 25 zone, Komorowski rear-ended a golf cart carrying 4 people, leaving a wedding reception. The cart was thrown 100 yards from the crash scene, rolling several times. The bride and groom, 34-year-old Samantha Miller and 36-year-old Arik Hutchinson, who'd gotten married just 5 hours earlier, were sitting in the back of the cart and were ejected during the crash. Samantha died at the scene, while Arik suffered a brain injury and several broken bones. Also injured in the crash were Arik's brother-in-law, 46-year-old Benjamin Garrett, and his 17-year-old son, Brogan. Both were treated at a nearby hospital and have recovered. When police arrived at the crash scene, they say Komorowski refused to take a breathalyzer test. But soon after she was taken into custody, a blood test showed her BAC was .261, more than 3 times the legal limit. She was officially charged. Today, Komorowski appears before Judge Deidre Jefferson to enter a guilty plea and hear her sentence. The maximum she could receive is 25 years in prison. But first, several members of the victims' families deliver impact statements to the court, beginning with Samantha's father, Brad Warner.
This person, you took such a beautiful person away. For the rest of my life, I'm gonna hate you. And when I arrive in hell and you come there, I'll open the door for you.
Next is the groom, Arik Hutchinson, who is still recovering from his injuries.
Sam was my wife. I was sitting next to her on the golf cart. I've been thinking about what to say ever since that night. What do you say? when your world's shattered. I think about that night every single day, and the last moments I had with Sam on the golf cart. She told me she didn't want the night to end. And I kissed her on the forehead. And then the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital. I wish more than anything you have me instead of Sam. I wish I died that night, so she didn't have to go alone.
Before imposing sentence, Judge Jefferson gives the defendant a chance to speak.
My name is Jamie Komorowski, and on the night of April 28, 2023, I chose to drink and drive. This is the worst decision I have ever made in my life, and it has affected the lives of so many. I want the last thing that I say to be that from the very bottom of my heart, with every fiber in my being, how sorry I am, and that I take full responsibility for my actions. Please know that I will always be devastated, deeply ashamed, and terribly sorry for what I have done.
When she's finished, the judge imposes the maximum sentence, 25 years in prison. Komorowski must serve a minimum of 15 years before she's eligible for parole. We go to Akron, Ohio for a sentencing. 34-year-old William Mozingo has pled guilty to kidnapping, abduction, felonious assault, and strangulation. 1 year earlier, a woman called 911 reporting that Mozingo, a friend of her husband's who had permission to stay in their garage, was not alone.
My husband went to go in our garage, and that friend is in our garage right now. There's a female with him. Her face is pretty beat up.
The injured woman was 23-year-old Chloe Jones, an acquaintance of Mozingo's, who police say he'd promised a place to stay. Instead, Mozingo, who was already wanted by police after recently escaping from jail while serving time for a drug conviction, held Chloe against her will for 4 days, beat her with a bat, and poured gasoline on her.
Hold on.
When officers responded to the 911 call, the homeowner directed them to the garage.
You know he's in there for a fact?
I know for a fact.
William, this is the Akron Police Department. Come out now with your hands up.
When Mozingo refused to surrender, police broke in through this side door.
Come out now with your hands up. Get out here now. Come out now.
Watch your step.
Eventually, Mozingo complied and was taken into custody. In an attic space above the garage, officers found Chloe. She'd sustained multiple injuries, but was able to climb down.
There's no one else up there?
Chloe was taken to a hospital where she was treated for a broken nose, a broken hand, and multiple bruises. Mozingo, whose past criminal record included multiple convictions for abduction, was denied bond and initially pled not guilty.
We're on the record, State of Ohio versus William Mozingo Jr.
But today, as Mozingo's trial is about to begin, his attorney tells Judge Susan Baker Ross that the defendant has changed his mind.
My client has decided to enter a plea of guilty. Part of that reason is he does not wish to have the victim go through testifying.
Later that day, Mozingo returns to court to hear his sentence. But first, a victim advocate reads a written statement from Chloe.
A year ago, I was homeless and I came to you because you promised me shelter and safety. But that isn't what happened. What happened to me over the course of those 4 days has changed me forever. Because of you, I have a traumatic brain injury that I will forever suffer the effects of. Because of you, I battle anxiety and PTSD. But after this day, you will go to prison and I will go back to my family and those who love me. I will continue to grow and live and heal despite what you've done. Your Honor, he has done these horrendous things before and he will do it again. I don't ever want him to have the opportunity to hurt another person. He needs to go to prison for as long as possible.
Next to speak is Chloe's mother, Jessie Barham.
This is not the first time that you have abducted a woman, held her captive, and tortured her. This is actually the fourth time that you will be convicted of abducting a woman, holding her captive, and torturing her. Your Honor, all I ask is that you do what all the other courts and all the other judges before you did not do. And you are within the law. Put him away until he is no longer a danger to anyone, until he is feeble, until he is wetting his diapers. You don't scare me, William.
When she's finished, Mozingo delivers a statement to the court.
I would just like to say that this incident stems whenever we was both fueled up on methamphetamine. I've had a lot of time to think about it and reflect, and this time I'd just like to apologize to the victim and their family.
The judge sentenced Mozingo to 25 to 31 and a half years in prison. The earliest he'll be eligible for parole is in 2048, when he'll be 59 years old.
Vincent Belezos.
We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Judge John Hurley's conducting bond hearings with inmates held in Broward County.
Mr. Belezos, hi, so you're charged with domestic violence, battery, and false imprisonment. And you're currently on parole right now. You have a violation of parole.
The inmate facing those charges is 49-year-old Vincent Belezos. According to his arrest report, an officer found Belezos choking his roommate in their apartment when responding to a domestic disturbance call. But when asked about the alleged assault, Belezos tries to play it down.
Yeah, my roommate was an alcoholic, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk.
Sir, are you currently employed, Mr. Belezos?
What do you think?
I wouldn't venture to guess, sir. The reason you're on parole is you went to prison for failing to register as a career criminal. Now, State, do you have any prayers on this gentleman?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2010, he was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon by a felon, resisting without violence, and loitering and prowling. Sentenced to the same, a little over 27 and a half months, but he was
everybody knows I carry a gun.
Classified as a habitual offender on that case.
Everybody knows I carry a gun.
And the self-proclaimed outlaw's rap sheet doesn't end there.
2007, possession of cocaine with a VOP. 98, felony battery, great bodily harm, 5-year state prison. 99, possession of cocaine, 16 and a half months. 93, grand theft auto with a VOP, 3.5 years.
It's a criminal record that speaks for itself, but apparently Belezos doesn't want to discuss it.
I mean, my background is totally messed up and everything. Can you tell a little parrot to be quiet?
After taking a jab at the state's attorney, Belezos then moves forward to drop some of his legal expertise, telling the judge there's no way he's eligible for bond.
Judge, no disrespect. I got a VOP. They're not going to let me go.
Well, that was about my next thing.
In this case, a VOP is violation of parole, and it seems Belezos has learned a thing or two about the law during his countless court appearances, because he's right, he won't be going home.
Count 3 violation of parole, you're going to be held without bond.
Though Belezos was initially held, the battery and false imprisonment charges were eventually dropped.